Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Electric Bike Journal. Today, we are excited to show you the new Level 2 from Aventon. A lot of new features in this second version, and we're excited to dive into that. Well, here it is, the update we've all been looking forward to, the Level 2. Aventon has finally gave the very needed upgrades to the flagship commuting e-bike from their lineup, the Level, and we see those improvements here in the Level 2. For starters, the biggest feature that Aventon is now including, and it's a first for them, is a torque sensor. This allows for a radically different feeling riding these bikes, much more intuitive, much more data, and honestly, just a better overall experience riding any of the Aventons. Now with the inclusion of a torque sensor, likely we're gonna see more of those in future bikes from them, but for now this is the only one. And as you can see later in this video, the torque sensor ability and what it offers in the riding experience definitely shines and makes for a better riding experience. The Level 2 is an aluminum frame with an integrated battery. Overall package here, as you see, weighs about 54 pounds. It has a 500 watt brushless rear hub drive motor and a Shimano 8-speed drivetrain. In addition to that, there are Tektro hydraulic disc brakes, both front and rear. The Level 2 is shipped with both a front and a rear fender, as well as a rear rack, making for a very turnkey experience to get on commuting, making it down to the coffee shop or headed over to work. As far as riding goes, the addition of the Zoom Aria fork makes for a very smooth and comfortable feel when pedaling around town and going across those really rough and chewed up streets. Later on in the video, you'll see me kind of navigate some pretty rough terrain, and it is so smooth. I've been riding the Pace 500 a lot lately, and that bike definitely seems much more rigid compared to this one, having had the opportunity to ride it with this air spring fork and 2.1-inch tires. Another great standout of the new Level 2 is the inclusion of light up taillights. So when you grab the brakes, the taillights will light up for you, which helps alert the other people around you, whether they're in a car or also on a bike, to let them know that, hey, I'm stopping or just slowing down. It is great to see the inclusion of taillights onto these bikes because they are commuter bikes and designed to immediately let you start commuting to work, and that is a great safety feature, much the same as the headlight. With a simple click of the button, headlight comes on, and you're able to turn it back off. So great features to be seen on these bikes, allowing you to be seen more easily when you're out pedaling around. As mentioned, with the LCD color display that is very visible, it has great app connectivity, allowing for you to pair your app to the bike and give you real-time data. In addition to the app offering real-time data like how far you've ridden or how much battery life you have, it allows you to plug in your phone to charge your phone back up. So when you're out there running around town all day and your phone's trickling down, you can now actually charge it back up off the bike, which is a great new feature, which offers more peace of mind when you're out running your errands and don't notice that your phone is starting to die. Aventon's made a major effort to continue to see the Level be its flagship commuting bike with the purpose of turning your commute into the greatest opportunity for joy and smiles along the road, from getting your coffee to headed to work or just taking the long way home. Well, let's hop on the bike and see how it does in a real riding experience and show you how it works between the different modes, that on-off of the torque sensor, how well the brakes work, and just overall how well it rides. Here we are out for that spin, just to show you guys how the new Level 2 feels out on the road and what differences you start to notice having that torque sensor. The LCD display is a color display, which makes it very easy and bright to see in all sorts of lighting with or without sunglasses on. Right now I'm pedaling with the assist in 0, which is off, and I'm in about 3rd gear, 4th gear, and can hold 10, 12 miles an hour very simply. I'm gonna kick that up into 1, and you're gonna feel that pedal assist kick in very easily. Right now I'm just in pedal assist mode 1 in the 5th gear on the Shimano 8-speed rear drivetrain and doing 18, 19 miles an hour, and I'm over spinning and can actually shift up. This is pretty flat ground, so I don't have much resistance for climbing uphill, but there is a little bit of wind. Going up into 2, and it pushes even further. It makes the same amount of energy it took to pedal to 20 to do 21 miles per hour. Gonna get down into a lower gear for stopping. These hydraulic disc brakes feel really good and are very smooth with decent actuation. Make sure you're braking with both your front and rear brake too to guarantee you're getting even brake power. And mode 3 just really cruises along. Does not take much energy to push, and you can definitely feel the motor helping out a lot. Mode 4, you don't quite hear the difference, but as you get going faster, you can see that it will continue to push you faster and faster. Again, those hydraulic disc brakes are a big upgrade for this new level 2. I really enjoy mode 2 around town, and it allows me to know that I'm not going to break a sweat pedaling around, but it's also not going to drain the battery very fast. This road right here is very chattery and bumpy, and you can hear me jarring my words, but the actual ride feel is much smoother than, for instance, the Pace 500, and a lot of that has to go for the air fork and the same cushy seat that you see on other bikes. And this is from a 0 on stop in a very difficult gear. But even with a dead battery, you're gonna go slower, but it does pedal very smoothly, very nicely. And having that 8-speed makes for pedaling it very simple. Back into pedal mode 1. Feels very good. The level 2 comes with a headlight, which mounts right behind the computer there, and has a button right here on the controller to turn it on. As you can see here, the headlight's on, and your screen displays much the same as night mode in your car or on your phone. Turn that off. Just a simple click of the controller there turns it on and off. Another neat new feature is when you grab the brakes on the level 2, it has integrated tail lights that will light up on the rear seat stay above the rear axle on the frame, allowing cars and other motorists around and behind you to know that you are slowing down and stopping. Level 2 has 27.5 by 2.1 tires, which are a great tire size spec for a do-everything sort of bike. Again, on this very bumpy road, totally feels fine. The app shows things from battery percentage, whether or not your lights are on, how much time total cycling on the bike, what the odometer's at, and what your total calories are for that ride. It'll also show things like your max speed, your average speed, and your overall CO2 reduction. And hovering right below 24 miles an hour here. Within the app, you can set your max speed, and for the testing purposes, we max it out to the highest speed it will allow you to do on this bike. And without pedaling that hard, 23, 24 miles an hour with a little bit of wind, very easy. You're not winded, it's not taking your breath away. And on these flat roads, you're able to get to where you need to go very easily. One of the big things I noticed with Aventon's new addition of including the torque sensor is that when you stop pedaling and pedal again, it's much smoother on-off feel of the bike. So if you're familiar with riding Aventons or have one of your own in the garage, then you'll understand what I mean by that on-off feeling of pedaling. So this new torque sensor really makes for coasting and pedaling again to a much smoother transition than we've seen in the past. Well, there it is, the Aventon Level 2. We're very excited to see the introduction of this bike into their lineup and see it replace the existing Level as the new flagship commuter bike. It has great on-road features, and the inclusion of that torque sensor makes for a much more intuitive and I think better, safer riding experience. We will have a long-term review in the future. Be sure to leave a comment down below if you're interested about the Aventon Level 2 or if you have any other questions about e-bikes. And if you think you want to get one, we have a link in the description there that will take you right over to their website to where you can find either a local dealer or order it straight from them. Well, thanks again for tuning in. Don't forget, we are doing a giveaway for the Aventon Pace 500. Be sure to check out that video if you haven't yet. For now, the Level 2, thanks for watching.